Goof, Issue 2, written by Hasson, art by Borja Pindado, read by Gabriella Lewis, originally published by New World Comics. The cover. A bus is ripped from both of the passengers' sides. From the shapes of the tears, it seems that Captain Gorgeous just walked through the bus. On the other side of the tear, Captain Gorgeous looks innocently in. He points at himself as if to ask, "Did I do that?" Page 10. Panel 1. A modern psychiatric hospital, as seen from outside the fence. Trees, grass, and a driveway fill the space between the fence and the hospital. Captain Gorgeous's diary reads, "Melody works as chief psychiatrist at the Middletown Health Hospital." A voice inside the building says, "Sarah, what have we got?" Panel 2. Inside the hospital, it is pristine and clean. Sarah, a woman sitting behind her desk, offers Melody a file as Melody walks in, shopping bag in hand. Sarah is a secretary. She is black, 25-year-old, and appears cheerful. Captain Gorgeous's diary reads, "I know her routine pretty well now," Sarah says. "A new patient. Thinks he's a time traveller." Panel 3. Melody examines the file she was handed. Captain Gorgeous's diary reads, "I wish I could be there to overhear her work with the patients." Melody says, "Time traveller? We've had plenty of those." Panel 4. Melody is now with her hand on her door, ready to enter. Sarah is whispering something to Melody. Sarah says, "This one's special. He comes from the 25th century and was aiming for the 14th century. Melody says, "Really? What happened?" Sarah says, "He missed." Panel 5. Melody looks through the window next to the door. We see her from the other side of the door. We do not see what the room is like. Melody says, "Why did he want to travel that far back?" Sarah says, "He's come to warn them." Melody says, "Of what?" Panel 6. Melody opens the door to her office. Sarah says, "Why don't you see for yourself?" Page 11. Panel 1. John, an older, insane-looking man, is sitting on a couch. His hair is in all directions, and his eyes are wild. Another couch is empty. Melody comes to shake his hand. Melody says, "John Bernard, I'm Dr. Melody Malone. I understand you've come to warn us." Panel 2. John stands and grabs Melody's shoulders. He looks behind his own shoulders, as if he's being chased. John says, "Beware of toilet paper!" Melody says, "I'm sorry?" Panel 3. John tears himself away from Melody and stares into the infinite, his finger pointing forward. Melody stands next to him, trying to understand. John says, "Beware of toilet paper!" Melody says, "I don't follow." John puts his cheek to Melody's and caresses her hair as if she's a poor lost puppy. John says, "Oh, you are a primitive creature, aren't you? You know nothing of the dangers the future holds." Panel 5. A close-up of John. There is madness in those eyes. John says, "Soon, very soon, a revolutionary invention will change your world. It's called toilet paper." Page 12. Panel 1. John sits down, face in both arms. John says, "The invention of toilet paper begins a clear chain of events, leading from the very beginning of the 14th century to a near apocalypse in the 23rd century that nearly destroys humanity." Panel 2. In his most dramatic close-up yet, John warns Melody. John says, "Beware of toilet paper." Panel 3. Melody sits down on her sofa, gestures for him to sit down. He is standing next to her, looking down. Melody says, "Mr. Bernard, was there an incident in your past, a traumatic incident with toilet paper?" Panel 4. John sits down, spitting as he does so. John says, "I spit on toilet paper. Toilet paper is responsible for the death of my family." Panel 5. Melody gestures for him to sit down. Melody says, So toilet paper is responsible for all the bad in the world?" Page 13. Panels 1 through 3 are a series of very small close-ups as John recalls horrors in his life. John says,
"My poor father."
John says,
"My beautiful mother."
John says,
"My sister."
Panel 4, Melody gets up and puts a soothing hand on John's arm. Melody says, "Don't worry, Mr. Bernard. You're in a safe place. Toilet paper won't hurt you here." Panel 5. As Melody stands there talking to John, she begins to disappear. Melody says, "In fact." Panel 6. John looks at her. She is no longer there. Panel 7. John runs through the halls of the hospital screaming. John says,
"Toilet paper kidnapped Dr. Malone! Toilet paper kidnapped Dr. Malone!"